Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street, in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private blockchain companies, the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators, bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. PetVivo is developing a disruptive tool to manage osteoarthritis in horses, cats, and dogs. And with me is the CEO, John Lai, to explain where you're at. I know you've had a lot of recent developments, including a lot of kind of executive appointments lately that has seemed to really kind of jumpstart the company and done a lot. So bring me up to date.
Well, thank you. So the first thing is we signed a exclusive distribution agreement with MWI Animal Health. They're a wholly owned subsidiary of AmerisourceBergen, very large corporation. They do about $5 billion a year in veterinary sales in North America. And the agreement is not just for distribution. It actually has multiple components. One is the educational aspect to the veterinary doctors. They have a division called Sekur. So we'll be working on a whole series of educational videos and informational videos to the veterinary doctors on how to look at osteoarthritis differently than what they learned in veterinary school. Because in veterinary school, when they learn that you'd make a diagnosis of osteoarthritis, is that it's a lifetime of NSAIDs and other types of treatments that are targeted at more symptomatic issues, while our product is unique in the sense it's an intra-articular injection that treats the root cause of osteoarthritis, which is the bone-on-bone contact and wearing away. So once we get that message out there, it will really help drive the sales team. Internally, we had 4 salespeople, and they were all very seasoned, 25 plus years, managing hundreds of salespeople. And the intent is to convert them into manufacturer's rep, because MWI has 400 territorial managers and 300 in-house salespeople. So we'll be supporting and educating those people as part of training. So, and they do business with at least probably 90% of all the vets in the United States.
Yeah, that's a real game-changing partnership that you have with them.
Yeah, so it's a promotional, it's a true partnership. It's not just a distribution.
Yeah, and then now you have a new national sales manager, Mark, who I've talked to.
Mark Middleton, yeah, he's been with us since September, and he's been building up that team, and he was instrumental in getting us MWI because he had really good working relationship with the business development people at MWI, and he knows a lot of the regional or territorial sales managers.
Yeah, we had a lot of background and experience in this industry.
Yeah, if you look at our team, the years of experience is probably close to 200 years, which is kind of, you know, it makes everybody feel old, but I mean, our marketing director comes from Zoetis in Birmingham and Ingerheim. He's got 35 years in senior level management at that company, and then you got Mark with 35 plus years, and Cliff, our regional sales rep's got 35, Doug Gregory, and then Rachel, you know, 25, 30 years. So the team is quite seasoned and experienced. So we're not reinventing the wheel, and we have made all the mistakes over the years. So it's been a really smooth transition into this partnership.
So, and you've started a nonprofit too.
Correct. It's called PetVivoCares.org. So it's targeted to donate product to nonprofits that are out there helping people and animals. So, you know, we've been contacted by some horse rescues that are used to help children with autism, because the studies have shown when they ride horses, they're actually able to communicate better and function much better in society. It makes them feel comfortable and so on. So I think that study was done at Utah State.
Okay.
So I think that's going to be one of our first donations. We set aside 500 syringes, and we're telling worthy nonprofits to submit their application and explain why and what they're doing to help people and animals, and then we'll be donating it out. And that also provides an opportunity for passionate people about animals to see the success of the product, and it also gives us access to volunteer veterinary doctors that we may not get to right away, but they'll be able to use the product and see the success and improvement of the animal. And so we're excited about that program. I brought in a really good director to run it, Scott Harold. He's run a lot of nonprofits very successfully, and for fun, and he's donated a lot of money to a lot of good organizations.
Yeah. Well, let's do another interview after you get the results in October.
Sure.
That would be a great, update to everything. So thank you so much.
Perfect.
For coming back in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coastal Capital focuses on equipment-based lending, lines of credit, and working capital. I founded my company based on the belief of partnerships. If we didn't have partnerships and trust and relationships, nothing would move forward. We really like to get to know the core of the client. We want to know who we're working with. We believe in a story, and that's why we call ourselves a story time lender. Coastal Capital is financing you can trust.
SKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SKUR. Visit SKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
SKUR provides secure ways of communicating as to messaging, email. They have individual plans as well as businesses. And with me to bring me up to date, Alain Ghiai, the CEO, to talk about what you've been up to this summer. I feel like we haven't talked in a while, and I know you've had a lot going on. So, Alain, what's new with SKUR over the summer?
Yes, hi Jane, and it's been a while. We've been really busy. I mean, everybody I know is on vacation.
Right.
Usually summers for our company is a big time to do development, to prepare for the fall with new product launches. Well, we've been doing this whole summer, starting really May, June. We started to implement and install our new infrastructure in Switzerland in multiple data centers. We are now hooked up with our SKUR Suite, which is our document management, to our new infrastructure. We hooked up the email, SKUR Mail, and now we're finalizing SKUR Messenger. So all of that will do two things. First of all, the speed of what you're getting things at and all the processing power is basically 50 times more powerful. We can now have close to 2 million people on Messenger. That's the capacity, and at least 200,000 people on our email. That's assuming you use all the storage. So we definitely have processing power and expansion power. What we're also doing this summer, we are planning to launch our SKUR Mail application. We technically have it out there, but we're working to fine-tune the Android version to make it work better. So I would say by early September, those kinks will be out of the way. And we're doing a lot of work on SKUR Messenger. We've done some things with chat by invite, as you may have read on our news.
That's right. So you're expanding to more countries, the chat by invite. Right?
Yes. So we announced 23. I think we have 25 countries. And for our viewers who don't know what chat by invite is, basically you can use SKUR Messenger and invite anybody you want, whether they're in your contacts or not, via email or text, SMS. And they can be in 25 different countries. So you have a friend in Singapore, in the Netherlands, or in Germany, or anywhere else, Australia, you can send them a text, and then they have a secure link to chat with you on SKUR Messenger. And this basically doesn't impose them to buy Sekur, obviously. We're the only company in the globe that offers that. We also don't require your phone number because of privacy and security issue. And then the idea is that when you terminate the conversation, the recipient eventually gets prompt to buy the product, right? If they want to initiate a conversation with you. But that's really good for businesses as well. And we are getting some people now from overseas buying the product, because we also announced last month the multiple currencies. I know you were going to discuss that. We talked about it right before the show. So we now offer all our secure solutions. So secure mail, secure messenger in, I think, 7 currencies, the majority of the dollar denominated. So US, Australian, New Zealand, Singapore, and Canadian dollars. And then we have the euros for the 20 plus country in the Eurozone. We also offer British pound, and that's quite a lot. That covers, like, 35 different type. I mean, it covers almost globally, because let's say if you're in Dubai, you go to Dubai a lot. If you're in Dubai, then you'll be prompted the US dollar. But if you're anywhere in the Eurozone, you can buy in euro. We've had people buying in euro more and more, and it facilitates. We've had a couple of Canadian transactions recently, and that eliminates the cost that the bank and the credit card charge for foreign currency. Yeah. And that's important to know.
Well, it's just important for people's individual rights. Like, even if you're not an important, person discussing data, just the fact that somebody else can read it and look into your life, it's just, it's a little scary, some of the stuff we're seeing.
It's like having a robber that's in your home in a corner waiting and checking things out nonstop. That's exactly what it is. It's like having, I don't want to call Big Brother, but imagine if you're being robbed, you feel violated. It's about a privacy. Yeah. So if you don't want to have robbers having, all eyes in your private life, because these data theft are robbers, or if you don't want legalized data mining from the big tech, this is what we offer. And we're getting a lot of traction. The July month was the best month in the history of the company. I should mention, Libra financials too. We've had the best month. August looks like it's 40% more sales than last month at the same time. We'll see if that continues, but we're definitely getting some traction. So we have a lot of financial things we can discuss too.
Yeah, okay. Well, I look forward to that. The next time we talk, Alain, thank you so much for the update.
Thank you, Jane, and thanks everyone for watching. See you next week.
Thanks.
Coastal Capital focuses on equipment-based lending, lines of credit, and working capital. I founded my company based on the belief of partnerships. If we didn't have partnerships and trust and relationships, nothing would move forward. We really like to get to know the core of the client. We want to know who we're working with. We believe in a story, and that's why we call ourselves a story time lender. Coastal Capital is financing you can trust.
SKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SKUR. Visit sekur.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Tonix Pharmaceuticals is researching and developing promising treatments for some diseases that have unmet needs. And this does include monkeypox, which has been getting a lot of attention lately. And with me is the CEO, Seth Lederman of Tonix Pharmaceuticals. And welcome, Seth. And the WHO just recently declared this a global emergency, monkeypox. And you are working on developing a vaccine for this. So tell me, where does that stand?
First, thanks for having me on, Jane. It's great to see you again. Monkeypox is a big problem. There are over 17,000 cases outside of Africa, and this has all just started since May. roughly, monkeypox looks like it's doubling each week outside of Africa. So it is a very big problem, and we're glad that the Secretary General of the WHO declared it a public health emergency of international significance.
And your company is working on a vaccine. So where in the approval of that vaccine does that stand?
Right. We've been working on a monkeypox vaccine for 10 years. So we were prepared for this. We think that monkeypox has been overlooked in Africa. Basically what happened is when everyone was being vaccinated for smallpox, monkeypox was kept out of the human population because smallpox and monkeypox are very similar.
Interesting.
So if you're vaccinated against smallpox, you're protected against monkeypox. When we stopped vaccinating people after the eradication of smallpox, an unforeseen consequence was that monkeypox would re-enter the population. So it's been a problem in Africa for several years that's been overlooked, but now it's spreading outside of Africa and growing very quickly.
Interesting.
Right now, it seems to be concentrated in MSM, men who have sex with men, and it's a astonishing concentration given that it's infectious and it's not a sexually transmitted disease. So we and many experts believe that unfortunately it will very likely get into the general population relatively soon.
Okay, so you recently had a ribbon cutting ceremony for your Advanced Development Center. So this is in Massachusetts, correct? So explain what kind of work you'll be doing there.
This facility is purpose-built to manufacture clinical trial supplies of our live virus vaccines for monkeypox and for COVID. So it was a very complex facility, and we built it during the pandemic with all of the supply chain interruptions, and we completed it in just about a year. We had a very exciting ribbon cutting ceremony in June, and we're up and running, and this will really facilitate our work. In addition to the vaccines that we're working on, monkeypox and COVID, we're gearing up to be responsive to President Biden's AP3, which stands for American Pandemic Preparedness Plan, so that we believe we'll be able to make live virus vaccines to new pathogens within 100 days of identifying the sequence.
Wow. That's amazing. That would be great, because it does feel like more of these things are popping up for whatever reason. So to have kind of some of that work already in the pipeline could be huge. So thank you so much, Seth, for coming back. Always interesting.
Thank you for having me on, Jane.
Coastal Capital focuses on equipment-based lending, lines of credit, and working capital. I founded my company based on the belief of partnerships. If we didn't have partnerships and trust and relationships, nothing would move forward. We really like to get to know the core of the client. We want to know who we're working with. We believe in a story, and that's why we call ourselves a story time lender. Coastal Capital is financing you can trust.
SKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SKUR. Visit SKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Verde Bio Holdings is a mineral acquisition and management company based in Texas with some acquisition expertise in several of the basins in the U.S. And with me is Scott Cox, who is the CEO, to explain what Verde Bio is all about. So just tell me about the company. What do you do exactly?
Well, thanks for having us. So first and foremost, Verde is an oil and gas company. We're focused on the acquisition and management of minerals and the associated royalties from producing wells in those minerals. We buy across the United States in various basins, And ultimately, the goal is to build a nice portfolio.
Yeah. How do you choose or cultivate those acquisitions?
So we do it from a number of ways, but ultimately we source all the way down to a grassroots where we utilize the phones and people calling the landowner and saying, hey, would you like to sell your royalties? We see you own this. But I also have a good network of really trusted deal guys who I buy from, and so, through the mixture of those, we're able to really cultivate some nice acquisitions.
And when I first heard about Verde Bio, I was like, oh, what a unique business model. But I guess there are others who do this. Who's the competition? How do you differ from them?
So the main competition are much larger companies, and they have very strict investment thesis where, and because of economies of scale, they won't look at smaller deals. And so we really view ourselves as an aggregator in that we don't have those investment theses that restrict us from buying things. And so we are able to make good opportunistic acquisitions that make sense for the portfolio.
So what's the short-term and long-term goals for Verde Bio?
Short-term goals is to continue buying, to continue finding good deals, sourcing good deals, and ultimately managing the portfolio. And if we've got some stale assets, it's moving those out and reinvesting that. Long-term, we want to, again, grow the company. We also continue to look at and explore the idea of, as we've mentioned before, potentially an uplisting to a national exchange.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. So that's a plan. I know you're focused on marketing right now as well, and that's an important part of growing a business.
Yes.
So explain that part of the strategy.
So we're really pushing right now to get the story out. This is, like you said, this is really a subsector of the oil and gas markets that most people don't know about, and that it's a very low risk way to play in the oil and gas markets and get the benefit of these higher prices. And so that's the key right now, is with IR, PR, marketing, and our budgets that are going into that, which are significant, but we really need to get the story out and let people understand that that we're a good play.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Scott, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Coastal Capital focuses on equipment-based lending, lines of credit, and working capital. I founded my company based on the belief of partnerships. If we didn't have partnerships and trust and relationships, nothing would move forward. We really like to get to know the core of the client. We want to know who we're working with. We believe in a story, and that's why we call ourselves a story time lender. Coastal Capital is financing you can trust.
SKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SKUR. Visit SKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Welcome to Unstoppable Women Entrepreneurs. I'm Jane King. With me is Rhonda Swan, the co-host, who is also a women entrepreneur, unstoppable too, by the way. And we've got with us Kortney Murray, the founder of Coastal Capital. The company specializes in funding commercial business finance in the U.S. and is now focused on helping women in business grow their businesses as well. So welcome, Kortney. Great to see you.
Good to have you.
Tell us about, why did you start Coastal Capital?
Well, thank you, Jane and Rhonda, both for having me here. I'm very thankful to be here with you today. Coastal Capital was actually founded on 2 failed entrepreneurships. I'm a 3-time entrepreneur, 3rd time successful. One of the things I found when I was an early entrepreneur is undercapitalization. And when you undercapitalize, you also start divvying into your personal credit. And when I started in equipment finance, I realized that there's another arm of finance that a lot of people are not educated on. And so I became very passionate very quickly I knew I was an entrepreneur and I wanted to do things to change that. We're not brick and mortar all out there with commercial finance. We do asset-based lending, we do leases, we do everything from working capital to SBA loans. But I am big in heavy equipment space. So as you can imagine, I work with a lot of men, agriculture, construction, logging, nationwide. One of my passions is to help women, because one of the things I was undereducated, and I want to educate more women in the business to help them with their expansions and their building their empires.
What is it that makes you different than most lenders? Because this is really a big thing that people need to know about.
Yeah, it is. So one of the things, like I said, in my early entrepreneurship, I had a couple credit glitches in my 20s, and banks don't find you financeable. And so one of the biggest things that sets us aside from our competitors is that we're not a credit-based lender. Maybe you bought a medical laser that does something very spectacular, or you want to market it somehow. One of the things that we always tell our clients is keep your money in your pocket for opportunity costs. What is the opportunity cost? So with the book, I found so many other avenues opening up that I thought, why not open up a line for these women entrepreneurs that want to market what they're purchasing, keep the capital in their pocket, keep their credit intact. Let's build a business line and let's try to create it together.
Yeah, I love this story, Kortney.
Thank
By the way,
you.
I grew up on a farm.
Did you?
I've driven a combine, all these big equipment things.
I love it.
How expensive they could be. So
They are.
interesting. So what's next for Coastal Capital?
Oh my gosh, there's so many things that are running through my mind right now, but really what's next is I want to open up, we have recently started funding our own transactions internal, just with personal money, because we've had success over the range of years. But what we really want to do is grow that personal box so we can start looking outside of the box, not asset-based lending. We want to look at some of the exposure, maybe even outside of the United States, and open up some lines for these women who want to create and get their name out there, because right now borders don't do us justice. We have a Facebook and Instagram and everything you could think of on social media. So we're looking to grow our business and our personal portfolio, and hopefully one day I have a lot of big plans. So
Thank you so much, Kortney.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Unstoppable Woman Entrepreneur.
Thank you.